Namo Didafa, good morning. Thank you for joining me for our daily practice check-in. Listen, listen, listen. This beautiful sound calls us back to our true home. The fourth mindfulness training. Aware of the suffering caused by unmindful speech and the inability to listen to others, I vow to cultivate loving speech and deep listening in order to bring joy and happiness to others and to relieve others of their suffering. Knowing that words can create happiness or suffering, I am determined to speak truthfully with words that inspire self-confidence, joy, and hope. I will not spread news that I do not know to be certain, and will not criticize or condemn things of which I am not sure. I will refrain from uttering words that can cause division or discord, or that can cause the family or the community to break. I am determined to make all efforts to reconcile and resolve all conflicts, however small. We're reading Beginning Our Day by the monastics of Abhayagiri Monastery for our Dharma Lessons. We're going to read the first half of Recollecting Our Goodness by Ajahn Amaro. When we're engaged in a lot of activity, we can become so focused on the details of what we're doing that we forget there's an element of generosity and goodness in our actions. When Ajahn Sumedho was a young monk, Lungpo Cha recommended that he recollect his good qualities. Ajahn Sumedho couldn't understand what Lungpo was talking about because his mind was quite busy and filled up with negative thoughts and emotional habits. He thought of himself as basically a selfish, nasty, horrible person and an embarrassment to the robes. Lungpo Cha told him, "If you're such a bad person and really evil, you wouldn't want to live with Buddhist monks. We would be the last people you would want to spend time with. If you're so off the mark, and if your mind is so given to unwholesomeness, you wouldn't want to be around people who are honest, refrain from stealing, refrain from consuming intoxicants, people who don't behave in unruly ways. The last thing you'd want to do is be around virtuous people." When Lungpo said this to him, he was quite startled by it. He thought to himself, that's true. I can easily forget that I'm living in a Buddhist monastery with Buddhist monks. There must be some reason why I'm doing this. We can become quite focused on our faults, wrongdoings, and the things we said that were less than generous, friendly, helpful, or patient. Even after someone has asked us for advice, what we think about later is how much better it would have been to have said this or that. "Oh, I really didn't get that right." The attention goes to all our shortcomings, failures, and weaknesses, and we obsess on those qualities. That's how it was for Ajahn Sumedho. So when Lungpo Cha suggested, "Why don't you recollect all of your good qualities?" there was no pigeonhole for him to put them in. At that time, any good quality he had he saw as inflated, egotistical, proud, or conceited. But Lungpo said, "No, this is Chaganusati, recollecting your goodness, recollecting your own generosity is a completely normal concept." Now, Since we've had the good fortune to hear Lung Por Cha's advice to Ajahn Sumedho, it would behoove us to put that advice into practice for ourselves. May all beings be well. May all beings be happy. May all beings be peaceful. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Thank you for joining me this morning.